It is absolutely going to be brutal, but we've seen the Biden administration reverse course on Israel, and a lot of the conjecture there is, well, it's because they're trying to hold on to those swing seats, Michigan, Minnesota, where there's large Muslim populations who are very upset with the Democrats for standing with Israel. How do you see that? How is the Biden administration going to balance that, that supporting their ally, but also making sure they don't lose those crucial swing seats?
There's a very interesting thing that's gone on in the last few days, which people haven't noted, which is whilst the rhetoric has ramped up against Israel from the Biden administration, there's been a new package of arms for Israel from the administration. Now, that's very interesting. I'm very pleased that that's the case, because I think Israel should be allowed to win its war against Hamas and destroy Hamas. But it's very interesting that they're doing this two-hander, effectively. The sort of public statements and then what they're actually doing. I mean, David Cameron, Lord Cameron to us, he's just said that, if Israel doesn't do what Lord Cameron wants, then he might stop arms shipments to Israel from Britain. Britain doesn't make a significant amount of arms anyway, so I mean, it's a sort of rather grandstanding thing to do. But it is interesting, that difference between the rhetoric and the reality from Biden. I would just say, the Biden administration has been a pretty good friend to Israel during this, but they are worried, it seems, about their polling in Minnesota and so on. I understand it. I would just say that, I mean, Rita, if Australia was at war, and or no, let's put it the other way around. Let's say if America was at war, and it wasn't going down all that well among some people in Australia, I would not expect the Australian Prime Minister to pick up the phone to the President and say, now look, you've got to halt your war because some of our voters in Melbourne are displeased with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't expect that from an ally. I mean, the job of an ally is to be supportive to you in your hour of need. And God knows it's an hour of need in Israel. And I would hope that America would stand by Israel as it finishes its war against the terrorists, as I would expect people to stand by this country if this country suffered a similar outrage to that which Israel suffered on the 7th.
Douglas Murray, always a pleasure. Thank you for your time this evening.
Terrific to see you in person.